I woke up on my birthday. The sun was shining in my room. I was thankful for every day I got to wake up healthy with my family by my side. I was thinking on inviting my sisters and my brothers-in-law over at my place to drink beer. I turned on the TV and every news channel were talking about new COVID cases around the world. They showed the first COVID case in Italy and the numbers kept going up. I turned to God and I asked him why this bad thing was happening to us right after we moved here to have a better life, in the place of opportunities. They announced quarantine that day, and I started panicking and having this constant fear of dying because of it. Maybe because the situation reminded me of the situation in Kosovo and how bad we felt. Of course, this time was different. I filled my kids with positivity and told them, we'll be home together. We have a lot of time to do all the activities we could ever need. We were all aware of how careful we had to be if we ever needed to go out. I showed them some of the games I used to play when I was younger with my siblings. We had so much fun together, and even when the world was struggling, we were happy to be able to spend time with each other. I remember looking out the window and thinking how unexpected this virus was and what the world was going through. I got mixed feelings of sadness and happiness. Sadness for obvious reasons, but happiness because I got to spend time with my family. It felt like the world was talking to me and saying how this quarantine could be a way for me to find peace within. And I found myself at peace long in quarantine because I got used to feeling this fear if we were going to get COVID, but I learned to turn that fear into a positive feeling. I was still in contact with my friends, and we talked about how this quarantine had changed us and wondered what might happen next. One of my friends here in Chicago suggested I should register to Asian Human Services to practice my English. And that's exactly what I did. When I started, I was in level 2. Now I am almost finishing level 4. I am thankful that even though I had rough days, I was able to make the best out of quarantine. I thank God that at least we have COVID vaccines right now and the situation is a little lighter. I hope to see better days for my family and everyone else out there. One day, when I find a good job, I want to throw a party for my classmate friends here at English as a second language. After all, learning here at AHS was one of the best things I did in quarantine. I am so proud of it, experiencing something new and learning more things that I didn't know before. I met so many amazing people. I wish everyone good luck from here on out.
$23. I've been out of work and furloughed, and yes, again, since before Thanksgiving, and the only one left in the damn Walgreens costs $23. I don't care if you have special features, it's Christmas. No one's getting together, of course, so Merry Christmas to me. Damn it to hell. I probably should not have been out in a public place, but, well, I needed you. And soup, so I guess there wasn't much of a choice. Oh, God. What's the matter, little guy? Huh? You going batshit crazy on me? You cost $23 and you don't even work, you fucking piece of shit. Sounding your little bells and whistles, you dive into a fiery and very dramatic demise. You know, you're like your own teeny tiny ambulance, aren't you? Maybe You'll race off into another house of sick people.
"102.8. It's actually the highest fever of my adult life, but probably not as high as it could be. Pretty sure I'm a bit delusional, more than usual. Right now, my head hurts, both kidneys hurt, and my heart is racing, and this fever. I do not want to go on a ventilator. My mother, she spent an entire year hooked up to a ventilator. June 1986 to June 1987. She was a heavy smoker, so when she had surgery for a perforated ulcer, her lungs just gave up. They couldn't get her off of it for one solid year. So ventilator, yeah, it's just a bit of, a trigger. Ugh. The alarms that would go off in that place. On a warm day, you could hear the alarms all the way from the parking lot. What happens is the machines trigger the alarms when the patient's phlegm gets voluminous. The phlegm interrupts the rhythm of the machine. The person gets red in the face, coughing. For the patient, it's like drowning. It never occurred to me that my little friend here might be trying to tell me something with its chirping and red lights. I think it was saying someone should do something here because the fever it was recording was that fucking high. Well, now it's down to 102, at least. And hopefully descending. As I'd walk down the hall to my mother's room, the alarms on both sides of the walls would go off. Randomly, but regularly. And you don't know whose machine it is. Is it your person's machine? You pick up the pace. You hurry. You whisper to yourself, "Mom, is that yours going off? Is that your vent? Is it yours?" Oh my God. It's just such a fucking horror show. Personally, I don't want a horror show. No thanks. Not for me. No way. No vent, no induced coma. I can't take it.
Here, just stand over this. Don't burn your nostrils. You've got to find the right distance. The steam will open up your breathing. It forces its way into your lungs.
I think my fever's breaking. I'm starting to see normal things again. This stove is just a stove. Gee, I wonder if there hasn't been some sort of intercession here. My mother, my ancestors. Are you kids intervening on my behalf? Huh? Is that possible? If it is, then let me thank you, my beloveds, the ones who might be helping me through this crazy virus. And I know it's a long shot. Right? A miraculous intercession like I heard about as a child? And yes, I do still have a fever, but it feels different. And after all, I don't know that there isn't a connection with some loved ones on the other side. Well, the fire captain and the CFD, my mother's grandfather. Maybe he came in a teeny tiny ambulance with lights and sirens blazing. Maybe it was him. A healer from the past to help me breathe. Help me catch my breath. I think I'm gonna go with that. No more alarms. Beeping machines. No more sinister and restless sleep. Only gratitude. For being awake. For breathing. For breath. For life, once again.
It's December 26, 2020, and here's what happened on Saturday in coronavirus-related news. 66 more Illinois coronavirus deaths, and a 2-month low of 3,293 new cases reported as testing dips on Christmas.
I just don't know what to do anymore. Estos niños no me contestan cuando les pregunto algo. I want them to do well because they're taking their SAT this year, and I don't know how to help them. I love my kids so much. I wish I could make them laugh just like I did in the classroom. It was so easy and effortless. But now, I don't know how they feel. What's so hard about turning on the camera and the mic? You know, I don't care if they don't show their face. I just wish at least they would turn on the mic. When I take attendance, a lot of them just put here in the chat. Yo sé que no andan poniendo atención. Están en sus teléfonos o comiendo en el baño. It's hard and frustrating. Se me hace muy difícil que no se pongan las pilas. Pero sí lo entiendo, que a ellos tampoco les gusta hacer el online learning. Nuestros hijos están aburridos en las casas y triste porque no pueden ver a sus amigos. Sí lo entiendo. But I need them to do the work because junior year is so important. They don't care because we're in COVID. I tell them this and they don't care. Some do, but I don't know if the others are listening to me. What should I do?
Why does this always happen to me? I'm in so much pain. I feel such a burden on my husband at this point. I don't have a job. He's the only one earning now to run the whole household. My husband has to pay double fees to the dentist because of the COVID, and the doctors are only called upon for emergencies only. Clinics have been closed. Another tooth needs to be taken out? I was only expecting one tooth. Hey, what is going on? Look at me, please. Think about my financial situation. Can't you give me some discount? Oh God, please make this dentist feel empathy for me. He has to give me some discount. When will this COVID finish? When will everything be back to normal? When can I start my job? Hey, doctor, please look at me. Think about my situation. Please, God, do some miracle. Oh God, so many financial issues are going on at this time. Why did this pandemic, COVID-19, come to our lives? Why don't I ever save some money of my own for emergencies like this? I feel so bad for my husband. In this chaotic year, I relied on so many people, asking financial help from my sister because of no job at this point. This makes me feel so weak. It feels like a sign of weakness that I can't do this on my own. I want to take care of myself. I don't want any chance for this to happen again, to have to ask someone. I've done this mistake before, saving nothing. Why this is happening to me? I had to ask for help from my teacher for a laptop to have all classes online. I feel embarrassed. I'm living off of my savings. COVID is making me learn so many lessons. I have to be strong. I don't want to be vulnerable. I should start thinking for myself. It's too much. I'm feeling so uncomfortable. My mouth is becoming bigger. It's stretching out. Hey God, please no more unexpected, unpleasurable experiences without any notice. Please. Hey, I promised to myself that I will stop unnecessary shoppings. I should start saving. This chaotic year made me learn so much. I'm just praying for everyone's safety. Come on. Get up now. You have to go ask again for his help.
I walked out to the edge of the water. It wasn't much I thought I feared these days. Looking at the lake in front of me, I realized that I was mistaken. For just about as far as I could see, there was only blue. The water crashed beneath me, and I could feel the shells scratching my feet as they were tossed about by the constant ebb and flow of the lake. Beyond the breaks of several rows of waves, I could see the lighthouse. Looking at it terrified me. I didn't know what could be beyond the lighthouse. I heard people tell stories about others being swallowed up by the sea. Of course, these are just silly rumors. Although sometimes, well, most of the time, I wondered if they were true. That lighthouse! I wished I could see beyond it. I could feel my cheeks turning red with frustration. Another furious wave crashed over my feet. I took a deep breath and held it. I ran back from the waves. As I let it out, I just stood there staring at the lake. I turned around and I saw the towering buildings and city traffic. For quite some time, I followed this rhythmic exercise, turning my body back and forth. Each time I looked at the waters, I felt my heart pound, my palms begin to sweat, and my stomach sink. I almost didn't come here this evening. It's not like I had a choice. I'm here now. I dug my feet into the sand in a stubborn defiance. I could feel a lump beginning to rise in my throat and my eyes begin to sting. I hadn't chosen this, you know. I dug my feet deeper and I bit my cheek. I could keep digging and digging. What if I dug until I was beneath the world I stood on now? I could escape and live in my own corner down there. Away from the city, away from the waves, away from the lighthouse and whatever could possibly be beyond. But as I entertained this fantasy land, I knew that half of me would always be here. Here on the sand, even beyond the lighthouse. My feet felt as heavy as concrete buckets as I lifted them out of the sand. It was like I had to convince every muscle in my body to take a step. And then another one. And then another one. I stepped on a rock and I almost decided to go back to my nicely dug home that I had created. And then I felt the edge of the water. I squeezed my eyes shut and I felt a tear fall. I swore the sound of that tear hitting the water was louder than the roaring current before me. As I dipped my feet beneath the foam of the crashing wave, I could feel the sand at the bottom of the lake beneath me. The cushiony floor almost made me forget about the lighthouse. I swam a bit deeper. I could feel every inch of cold water rising higher and higher on my body. Each movement made me wonder if maybe it would have been easier to jump in all at once, or never come at all. The feeling of dread engulfed me again. I felt as if I were drowning, even though my head was above the water. Just then, as quickly as the panic arrived, I started to feel something strange wash over me. The feeling came as suddenly, as intensely as the thundering waves pounding against my body. There was a strange calm, an unexpected hush, some odd comfort in the unfamiliarity. For a moment, I heard nothing at all, and then I felt something. Well, not just something, I felt a hand. Had he been there the whole time? He said nothing. I looked and I saw his hand was on my arm. I could see the skin under his fingernails. White, like he had been holding on, clinging, for a long time. Had he been there since I was standing at the shore? I looked up. His gaze met mine, and I realized that it had been for much longer than that. It was like my body had just become aware of it. And just as my arm could feel his soothing touch, my leg brushed against something else. It wasn't the man. I looked up, expecting to see the but all I saw was him. It was like I had never taken a real breath before in my life. There was nothing left to do but dive beneath the waves.
Best friend, listen, everything's gonna be okay. These times are hard, especially when you're an extrovert just like you and I. I have a trick that you can do. Find something that you're passionate about. It could be dancing, makeup, singing, and so on. Just find something that takes you out of reality. For example, I found that I love makeup. I never said I was good at makeup, but it's just for practice. Another thing I think you would like is self-care. You can do face mask, lip scrubs. skincare, teeth whitening, and things like that. Or if you want to get things out of your mind, you can talk to me or do other things that have the same effect. For example, you can get a journal and just write about anything you want and get stuff out of your mind. You can't just bottle emotions up. It will not help you in the long run. I don't want you to bottle up your feelings and get in your head when you can easily talk to me or someone else. Even if you don't want to talk, just do something else. I'll give you more examples that help me. You can do workouts, yoga, or baking. Maybe you don't want to do the things that I'm listing. You can write, not just in a journal, but you can write a book. Best friend, you have such a good imagination. You could definitely write something great. I'll read it to you as you go and give you feedback if you would like. Okay, I'll tell you what. We can FaceTime every single day, but you have to find something that you're interested in so you have something to do. Listen, everything is going to be okay. It is okay not to be okay.
It's been really rough without you. I've been drinking and not running on a daily basis like I used to. It's like I'm a whole different person. I feel as if my soul was taken away from me the day you left. I feel so empty without you, and that feeling will never go away. I've been crying all day. I don't even think Costco has enough tissue boxes to stop these tears. This has been the hardest day of my life. Why did you have to leave me so soon? Why, Dad? I'm now left with the burden to take over the tax business and become the head of the family. I'm not ready for that role. Don't you understand? Why, Dad? You're supposed to be here, Bob. You promised. Forever and ever, I've been eating all day, crying my heart out, and looking at photos of you for the past week. It's not cool, Dad. I need you to come back home and tell me everything's gonna be okay, that I'm gonna make it. I feel like nothing without you. How am I supposed to get my life back without you here answering my questions, giving me advice, complaining, laughing, smiling? I've been drinking so much lately. And this is not like myself. I don't even know who I've become. I've been glued to my bed for weeks and my legs are already stiff. I have no idea what to do now. I feel like a lost child going through the woods all alone with no one to lean on. I don't want to feel any pain. I want to be numb from everything. I want to hope you're in a better place. I've always been the person saying I'm sorry for your loss at other people's funerals, but never thought that I'd I never thought that this day I'd be hearing people say to me, I'm sorry for your loss. I've never been so close to those words. I'm sorry for your loss. And felt the pain other people have gone through until today when my best friend, my protector, my leader, and you, Dad, are gone. When people ask me how I'm doing, I just say, I'm fine. Because if people know the real truth of how I'm feeling and the tremendous toll it takes on a person mentally and physically, when they lose someone, they will feel miserable. So, Dad, if you're hearing this, I love you so much. And you will be in my heart till the day I'm long gone with you. Dad, I promise to do good and make you proud because I know you're right alongside me. But don't keep too close of an eye on me, Dad. So, as of today, and every day forward, I live to see another day. Because I know you would want me to. I will continue to be strong, not for me, but for you. Till the day we see each other again. I love you, and I will miss you each and every day. Remember to love your loved ones while you still can. Give them that hug and kiss because you never know, that might be their very last breath.
Broken into, torn apart, worlds colliding, and there we are. Here I stand, painted red, with thoughts of whispers inside my head.